Yeah, guys, welcome to the Buzz. Obviously, the debate show about all the weekend's football, mainly obviously with the Premier, and of course this week we've also got European action, and I'm going to go through all that today as well. And apologies for the delay of starting. This is supposed to be a lot earlier than this, of course. But anyway, we're going to get into it very soon. So obviously do predictions for the Champions League, of course, Europa League and Europa Conference. So, they're doing all that, as well as obviously the instance from the weekend with the referee, obviously in focus yet again. Refereeing decision. So we will start with that. And I'll bring my guest on in a minute. I've got a guest here, Manny, of course. He's joining me yet again. And I'll bring him on very soon. And we'll get into it. But I'm just gonna bring this page up first, and then I'll bring him on. We get into talking about obviously the referee watch yet again. But I'll bring on Mr. T. Be up to you, sir.
And good evening to you, kind sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate. Yep. Definitely hear you.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, obviously, I know you start with the referee watch, and you've got Dermot Gallagher with you. I had the pleasure of listening to Chris Foy explain some of the decisions, but obviously, you might want to get Mr. Gallagher's perspective. So you're welcome to read the article, and as always, I will chime right in.
Yeah, sure, mate. Yeah. We go through them all one by one, and hear and see what Dermot had to say about them, wrongly or rightly. What he says, who knows with him? You never know. But we will see, and I will get on with this. Obviously, Dermot Gallagher analyses John Stones winner for Man City. My favourite player. What a player he is. William Saliba's red card at Bournemouth and more. Former referee Dermot Gallagher runs through the controversial incidents of the weekend in Ref Watch. John Stones winner for Man City at Wolves stood despite Bernardo Silva's interference. William Saliba saw red for Arsenal, Manny, at Bournemouth. Chelsea had a penalty appeal at Liverpool.
I saw that.
Yeah. Right, so let's go through the first one, which is Wolves 1, Man City 2. And the incident, John Stones headed in an injury time winner for Man City at Wolves. It was originally disallowed for offside, with Bernardo Silva judged to be in the line of sight of goalkeeper Jose Sarr. However, a VAR review led to a pitch side check and the goal eventually being given. Dermot says, I definitely think so. It's a goal. Silva is in an offside position, but he can't be offside from the corner. He can only be offside as soon as Stones touches it, but he peels away and moves away from Sarr. Could be right decision, Manny, do you think? I'm not sure, because actually, was he interfering with the goalie at all? Do you think?
Yeah, well, Chris Foy actually made it very clear on that particular program called The Weekend Channel. First of all, can you hear me? Please tell me you can hear me.
Yeah, I can definitely hear you, man. Definitely.
Good. Yeah. Brilliant. So he made it crystal clear that if there was any issue with interference, it would have been effectively, the defender interfering with the goalkeeper's line of vision. Now, replays basically showed that while Bernardo was sticking to Jose Sarr like, glue, he wasn't necessarily, maybe not sticking to him like glue. He wasn't necessarily impeding his line of vision. And what Jose Sarr did wrong was that he was focusing so much on the blood next to him that he didn't bother to take a look at the player who actually had the chance to head the ball. And again, that was pretty poor defending from Wolves under pressure, because you cannot allow Stones to rise up like that. But obviously, when Stones got that header, it was just aimed straight at him. But because he didn't have, he was preparing for another incident, he didn't have time to really get his arms ready. And he ended up conceding that goal. And it was a heartbreaker for him because, coming into the team after Sam John injured and was ruled out, he produced some magnificent saves particularly, diving down to turn some shots around the post. And I suppose you could say that he needed to be dropped. And with Sammy getting injured, Jose had to pretty much play it again, as it were. You got the pun there, I hope.
Yeah.
And of course, as time went by, the game started to peter out a bit, obviously, after that fine equaliser from Guardiola. There were several occasions where Wolves looked the better team, but City, you just knew that City were always in it. But just going back to the decision, because Sarr's line of vision was not necessarily impeded, Bernardo wasn't deemed to be interfering with him that much and really impeding him, as it were. And as Mr. Gallagher said, because he moved away from the offside position, moved back to sort of, make sure that he wasn't in an offside position. It was a case of perfect timing more than everything else. And I suppose when you take a look at VAR, you got to say that they got it right. They got it right. And a huge update from the Champions League. Milan have just, been pegged back. They were leading 1-0 against Club Brugge from Belgium at half-time, but a very well-worked goal. And down to the corner, no chance for Mike Maignan. So it's Milan 1, Club Brugge 1. And, potentially this could be a bit of a shock, although Milan did suffer a home reverse to Liverpool in the Champions League. But back to the question. It's heartbreaking for Wolves. It's heartbreaking for Gary O'Neill. And you and I share the hope that, with games against a very underwhelming Crystal Palace and a pretty dire Southampton to come, Wolves will get the wins they need and start, moving out of the relegation zone. But you just have to say that the decision was the correct decision after taking a look at all the parameters. And Wolves just have to, lick their wounds and come back a little bit stronger. And hopefully they'll start howling again.
Yeah, definitely. I hope they do. I feel for Gary O'Neill. I think he's a fantastic manager. And but I think if anyone could turn that around, he can. I just hope if he keeps them up, he don't get the sack again, though, like he did at Bournemouth. Because kept them up and then got the sack. So if he does the same with Wolves, that would be real injustice, I think. But I've got another guest to come on here, and Kyle. So I'll bring him on from Football Overseas. Obviously, Man United fan, unfortunately. But there we go. We all have our cross to bear. But there we go. But I'll bring him on anyway.
At the moment, Steve, we're playing against Shakhtar Donetsk tonight, and we don't have Saka in the squad. Thankfully, Saliba's there, but I'm bearing a cross right now, actually.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right.
But I thought Saliba is injured. Oh, was he not suspended for the Liverpool game? Saliba.
Yes, he's been suspended for the game, and there's talk about possibly him missing Newcastle and also maybe Preston in the League Cup. I don't know. He is suspended for Liverpool. We know that. Thankfully, he should be fit to play Donetsk tonight because obviously he wasn't suspended from the previous game. But we still don't have Bukayo Saka. We still don't have Martin Odegaard. Oh, boy. It's going to be a tough night.
Yeah, just a bit.
But at least you're playing at the Emirates. It's better than not playing at the Anfield Stadium.
Yeah, true.
So basically, what you're saying is I should count my blessings, huh, Kyle?
I'm saying it's better that you're playing at home than away against Liverpool.
Yeah, I heard that. So what you're saying is I should count my blessings. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
I don't think Manny quite feels that way, man, Carl, I'm afraid. But, do you, Manny? Sorry, I'm talking for you, but I don't think you really feel
That's
like
all right.
that.
I mean, obviously, I'm in no mood to be positive because we do have a very tough run of games ahead. And you just know that if we secure draws in many, take a look at our mental strength. We are expected to lose, and we ended up winning. In a way, I'm glad that Bournemouth beat us. They were deserved winners. Only one shot on target. Pitiful.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, let's get back to this, fellas. And obviously, we got to talk about these incidents. Obviously, Manny was already talking about this, and I want to hear your opinion on this, Carl, as well. Obviously, about the obviously referee incidents, and first one was that Wolves 1, Man City 2. And John Stones headed in an injury time winner for Man City at Wolves. It was originally disallowed for offside, with Bernardo Silva judged to be in the line of sight of the goalkeeper, Jose Sá. However, a VAR review led to a pitch side check, and the goal eventually being given. Do you think that was right or not? Was he interfering?
What I'll say, I feel like he was interfering with the goal. Yeah, unlikely that he was interfering.
Yeah, you think that was the right decision then? Yeah. Yeah. Because a lot of people were still saying he was still doing something with the goalie. He was still there, sort of in touching him or whatever he was doing there, with him there. So maybe he was slightly interfering. But I mean, obviously we got this rule here that says about it all. Player penalised if they prevent opponent playing or being able to play the ball by clearly obstructing line of vision. Challenge opponent for the ball. Clearly attempt to play a ball which is close when this action impacts opponent. Make obvious action which clearly impacts on ability of opponent to play ball. So really what we're saying is he didn't stop him. He didn't stop the goalie from getting the ball or trying to save the ball. What he was doing there, and he wasn't offside. Is that what we're saying here? What about you, mate? Is that what you think?
Yeah, it's what I think.
Carl,
But also,
Manny's doing.
I feel like the referees during that game was more.
Oh, he's gone again. Anyway, bring him back in a minute.
Yeah, I was saying the referees in the Wolves game, I feel like they were more wanting City to win. They're giving easy decisions for City.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll say.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So let's get back to the. Obviously, Manny's still not back yet, but he has problems with his Wi-Fi on being on his mobile and that. But when he comes back, we can see. When all that Silva was touching Sá, what's happening? He was not in an offside position because it's a corner. He can go up and down, do what he wants until Stones heads the ball. It's only then that his position changes in terms of offside. Because he peels off, he's not offside, and the last picture shows he peels off. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much the right decision at the end of the day. A lot of people, like obviously Wolves weren't happy. Obviously, Gary O'Neill wasn't happy, and I think he tried to remonstrate with the referee and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's counted. It's it's in the record book. It's true now. Obviously, not a lot of people we can all do. It's happened. So I can't move my mouse at the moment. I don't know what's going on here. I've frozen or something's happened. I don't know what's going on here.
You froze.
My mouse isn't working, and I don't know what's happened there. went off for a bit there. I don't know why. Anyway, let's get back.
Looks as though your mouse might have had too much cheese, Steve.
Sorry, mate.
I said it looks as though your mouse might have had too much cheese.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. He's trying to get away from Jerry, I think. But anyway, but yeah, no, it's Tom, isn't it? What am I talking about? Tom. Anyway, yeah, I'll get it right sometime. Anyway, but I know what's going on. I think my mouse has had too much to eat and I've had too much to drink. But anyway, but yeah, so let's get back to this. And Justine Warnock says, I think it's a goal. Bernardo Silva has got every right to make contact with Sarr. He's so clever, so alive to the situation. He nudges him, steps away, and ducks down so he's not involved in the game. Well, there you go. When I saw it a second time and you saw Sarr was looking clearly at the header, it's a goal. Simple decision. Also, another incident earlier this year, Wolves saw a similar goal disallowed when Max Kilman scored a late equaliser against West Ham. That goal was disallowed because goalkeeper Lucas Fabianski, you remember him, Manny? View was obstructed in a similar fashion.
They do well.
Dermot says, I can't explain the Kilman one. When Kilman heads the ball, the Wolves player goes into the goalkeeper. Instant. Wolves boss Gary O'Neill said that after the Man City game that there is a subconscious bias towards bigger teams after City's goal was allowed to stand. Dermot says there wasn't that unconscious bias in Arsenal and Bournemouth. The decision went Bournemouth's way and not Arsenal's. So I'm not sure what unconscious bias means. And what do you think about that?
Yeah, Steve, I also am not one of those people who would like to talk about conspiracy theories and say, oh, you know, the world's against us and all that rubbish. It just makes us look absolutely stupid. You know, if certain decisions have been proven to be incorrect, they are normally rescinded. I do believe there was an occasion where, you know, I think there was a red card that was awarded to, it was Bruno, I think. That was the Manchester United-Tottenham game, and I think Carl remembers that very well. Bruno received a red card for what was deemed to be a dangerous tackle on, I think it was Dejan Kulusevski. So it was a case of his boot going high into his knee. But because the panel did deem that he in fact slipped and wasn't able to quite control the momentum, the red card was rescinded and Bruno came back into the picture. So as long as you have some decisions that are rescinded, regardless of the clubs, I really don't think that there's talk of a conspiracy. And even if some decisions may be rather stupid, you also have to consider that it's a case of swings and roundabouts. You get some decisions that go for you get some decisions that go against you. And that will segue into the Liverpool game, and we'll talk about that later. But there were some decisions that should have gone one way. And, you also think that maybe there was an element of justice done with some other decisions. It shouldn't ideally be that way, but that sometimes is pretty much the way it works. And so let's also not forget the words of a legendary manager who said, your job as a team is to play so well that the referee's decisions, good or bad, do not come into the picture. So I feel for Gary O'Neill, but this type of talk is not really needed. And at least he's not going to. At least he's more measured in his words, unlike a certain bloke who talked about how things are embarrassing, guys, a disgrace. So that's just my 2 pence on it.
Yeah, I think we know you're on about there, Manny. Obviously, but yeah. So anyway, lads, let's have a unanimous vote on this. Should John Stones' winner have been disallowed? Yes or no? What are we going for?
No, I think we can agree with the decision.
What about you, Carl?
Can you please repeat?
All right, should John Stones' winner have been disallowed? Yes or no? We're doing obviously this thing here. Survey.
Yeah, it should have been disallowed.
Oh, you think it should have been? Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I thought maybe, yeah, I think it should have been maybe because, he's still there interfering. And it's like, I think it was Stephen Warnock said that he was trying to be cute with what he was doing there. And I think he did put the goalie off, in that. And he put him off balance or whatever. So I'm going to agree with Carl here. I'm going to say it should have been disallowed, actually. And it's nothing against
tiebreaker.
It's nothing against John Stones, and I don't rate him as a player. I still don't think I don't think he should have been allowed. But so you were outvoted, I'm afraid, Manny. We're going yes, it should have been disallowed. Sorry, my friend, but and there we go. 59% agreed with us, and 41.
A slim majority, but a majority.
Yeah, so let's move on to the Liverpool one. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. Instant referee John Brooks awarded Liverpool a penalty when Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez upended Curtis Jones, but a VAR check led to the decision being overturned. Sanchez making contact with the ball first. Dermot says, I think it's good intervention from VAR. I agree with this one. I think it's right. Good intervention from VAR. If I see that as VAR, I think the goalkeeper has got the ball first. Jones has gone into him and it's not a penalty. There's going to be a collision. Stephen Warnock says no penalty. The ball goes through the goalkeeper. So you think he's nicked it past him. I love the fact they went to VAR and then the refs had the final say on the pitch. A great use of VAR. Sue Smith says from one angle it looks like a penalty, but then you can see Sanchez gets the ball first. Yeah, so on that one first, what do you make of it, guys?
Yeah, Carl, you want to go first?
Yeah. After seeing the clips, I feel like the referee should have. No, the referee should have not rescinded back the yellow card. I feel like it should have been given to the Chelsea goalkeeper because he fouled the Liverpool forward in a clear goal scoring opportunity. That's what I'll say. So I'll disagree with that decision.
What about you, Manny?
No, for me, excellent use of VAR, the correct decision. Sanchez got the ball first, clearly got the ball first. So well done to VAR and well done to the referee also rescinding Sanchez's red card. So no discussion needed here. And I will also say, having segued into this, that Liverpool should have had an earlier penalty for a clear handball against Levi Colwill earlier in the game. It wasn't given. But subsequently, the penalty that was awarded in their favour was definitely the right call. And Liverpool deserved to win because, at least marginally, more than marginally, the better team on the day. So, this one, I completely agree with Gallagher and Ward here, and I'm sure, Steve, you'll agree as well.
I do agree this time, Manny. Yeah, I really do. I even see it on the day when it was. Oh, so it was yesterday. Not yesterday, was it? Sorry, Sunday. I'm going ahead here, mate. I'm losing track of the days, to be honest. But yeah, Sunday it was, wasn't it? And yeah, I know. I thought it was correct decision. One that VAR actually got right for a change. Not many of them we can say, can we? But they got that one correct. Spot on. Yeah, another one from the same game. Instant Chelsea were not awarded a penalty when Trent Alexander-Arnold trod on Jadon Sancho's foot. VAR looked at it and said no. Well, Dermot says, I didn't think it was a foul. Both players are tangled. I'd be very surprised if that was given as a penalty. Sue Smith says it's a penalty. He connects with Sancho's foot as he plants it. Stephen Warnock says it's a difficult one. Alexander-Arnold's movements isn't to kick a ball, it's to take a step. If it had been given, it would be difficult to overturn. But I don't think it is a penalty because he takes a natural step to close the player down. Right then, lads. What about that one?
Well, if I can go first, I think one of the reasons why I don't think I remember necessarily seeing that is because, you know, I was flicking back and forth to try to get some updates from the cricket that was going on that particular time. Obviously, we spoke about it yesterday twice, Steve. Congratulations to New Zealand win. What a magnificent win for South Africa. It's another final, another loss, and more tears and heartbreak. But I would probably go so far to say that if there was any real intent, if Trent actually had the intention of stamping on Jadon Sancho's foot, you can tell sometimes when there is any kind of an intent. And because stamping is just so blatant when you stamp on a player's foot, you can tell when it's a little bit blatant when you're deliberately doing it. And there's no question of it. It's cute. And huge update. Milan have taken a 3-1 lead. The same person who scored Milan's second goal has now scored their third in the Champions League. I believe it's the Dutchman, Reinders, who's moved there from Atalanta. So the Belgians are the Belgian waffles are sort of disintegrating, as it were. Belgian chocolate melting, you could say. But yeah, poor giveaway there. Rafael Leao doing some brilliant work, going past his man, and finding the man there. And Simon Mignolet, the former Liverpool and Belgian goalkeeper, probably a little bit too slow to react, but still fine. But back to the issue, I'd like to give Trent the benefit of doubt. I don't think there was any real intent, and I agree with Warnock that if there's no intent, there's no need for there's no need for a card there.
Well,
if there's no intent, don't send off.
No. True. What about you, Carl? Do you agree with all that? What Manny's just said?
Yeah, I do agree with Manny. Also, I feel like if the same foul was to happen back then, it will be like a light foul. It's not. So I don't think there's no need for a card for this one.
Yeah, and I agree with you guys as well. I mean, it's totally unfortunate, that one. I mean, you just stamp on someone's foot. There's not a lot you can do. I mean, he's not trying to do it. It's not, don't mean to do it. So I don't think it is a foul. Right, instant Chelsea defender Tosin fouled Diogo Jota as he went through on goal. A yellow card was given. The incident seemed similar to the one which saw Arsenal's William Saliba sent off the day before, Manny. There are a number of things. Jota isn't in possession of the ball, Dermot says. Direction of the ball, it's going towards the corner flag. Distance from goal, it's felt Levi Colwill would have had the chance to make up the ground. Too many variables. What do you think?
Well, obviously, given that my player was, sent off for, similar yardsticks, we can sort of take a look and say, Saliba was sent off pretty much because the referees in charge believed that Evan Nilsson was going to go through on goal fairly quickly, and Ben White, who was on the other side, was not going to be able to reach him in time. Here, I don't know if there are any other defenders, available on either side who would have been able to stop Jota from going in. It might have been just Jota and Tosin. But the important variable there is that Jota wasn't in possession of the ball. So if Tosin, I don't know if Tosin was in possession either. It's a difficult one, and probably there were a little bit too many variables and doubts. In that respect, the referees had no option but to give the benefit of doubt to the defender. But as we're going to see with Saliba, it seemed to be a little bit more clear cut. So I'll have to run that back and see that. I don't think I got to see that, but I suppose I could give the benefit of doubt to Tosin, especially if, as Gallagher said, Jota wasn't in possession of the ball. Evanilson was.
Yeah. 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 So anyway, Carl, what do you make of that? Do you agree with Manny again or not? Carl? Are you there, mate? Is he there?
Is he muted? I think he's
my
muted.
thing was muted.
Yeah. What do you make of that? Do you agree with Manny this time, or do you have a different view on this one?
Yeah, if you look at the foul, I'll say. Right, what was the decision again for the referee?
Well, he gave a yellow card, didn't he? Yeah. Yellow card was given and not sent off, unlike Saliba for Arsenal.
Right, for Saliba, it was a violent conduct, right?
Yeah, but it's a similar incident though, isn't it? It's on the near the halfway line, and he pulls him down, doesn't he? So it's a similar offence. So shouldn't they be consistent, and shouldn't he been sent off then?
Yeah, but I feel like again, I think the different referees have different opinions. Like one referee might think that this is a red card sending off offense, another referee will think it's a yellow card, depending on the player, how fast he was going, and also the intensity of the tackle as well.
Yeah, but I still think just because it's a different ref has a different opinion, it should be the actual rules. And the rules are if he's going towards goal and there's nobody there, no support, nobody there to stop him, he's got a chance at goal. And then he should be sent off. The defender should be sent off for fouling him, for stopping him going ahead with the ball. I mean, surely. You know, all the referees should be reading from the same rule book, as far as I'm concerned.
I feel like referees at the end of the day, referees are human beings, and human beings are entitled to different opinions. Like there are rule books there, but different human beings interpret the rules differently. So that's what I'm saying.
I still don't know if it's down to the standard of the referees as well. I'm still not sure about that because, you know, if one referee is going to give somebody being sent off, sending them off for that, what Saliba done, he's done the same thing. Tosin, why is he not sent off? It just doesn't make sense. There's no consistency whatsoever.
Yeah. There should be consistency, but at the end of the day, it's different referees and different ways of how they interpret the rules.
And anyway, we're going to move on to the one where we was already talking about it a bit, Saliba, with this one. And Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 0. Arsenal's William Saliba was initially shown a yellow card by Rob Jones after bringing down Bournemouth's Evanilson after a VAR check, but Jared Gillett sent the ref to the screen, and then it was upgraded to a red card. Dermot says it's a different situation. The ball is going down the middle. Ben White is a long way from Evanilson, who is favourite to get the ball. Raya has backed off, so it's hard for him to get the ball. Sue Smith says, would White have got there? It didn't look like he would. I thought for both this and the Tosin incident, it was the right decision. Stephen Warnock says, I was listening to the VAR talking about ball flight, the goalkeeper position, White's position. They took everything into account. So I think we'll let Manny go, as he's the Arsenal man. He's their fan. So let's Oh, he's gone. So we will go to you, actually, Carl, even though you're not an Arsenal fan, of course. But what do you make of it?
I feel like for that tackle, I'll say it is someone has said chosen tackle. It should have been a red because of the way it was tackled. But then again, I feel like at the end of the day, the Bournemouth guy will have eventually scored. So yeah, he was too he was too aggressive. Yeah.
So it's the right decision in your eyes, then.
Yeah.
Right. And now here he is back, the Arsenal fan. So let's ask him, Manny, what do you make of it?
Yeah, you know, I had to go off once again. It's one of those issues where the Wi-Fi keeps getting interrupted. It's choppy, it's shoddy, it's shabby, it's floppy. Yeah, it is what it is. And all I can say is that the Saliba issue is one of those things where the more you look at it, the worse it is. And Trossard absolutely sold him up the river there. That was a stupid pass to make, and the Belgian absolutely has to carry the can for that, at least partly. But then, Saliba also only has himself to blame. There's a school of thought which says it's always better to go a goal down than a man down. And we weren't exactly uprooting trees even with Saliba on the field. Don't get me wrong, but when you have a situation where your best defender gets sent, it puts you literally, between it puts you literally behind the 8 ball, and I think the pack was clear, straight through on goal. Evan Nilsson is quite quick, would have had a run in. Of course, there's no guarantee that Raya wouldn't have saved it because Raya does seem pretty good at one-on-one situations, but since it was deemed to be a clear goal scoring opportunity, the referee made the right decision, and the consequence is that we are now without our best defender for a home match against top of the table Liverpool. Oh, joy! And do not get me started on the fact we do not have Bukayo Saka or Martin Odegaard or Yuri Timber.
Yeah. Oh dear, Manny. What a sad case of affairs, eh? But anyway, so you both said it's the right decision. I think if you remember rightly, Manny, I think I said when I was there with Hanno the other day when we was all there, and Hanno was saying it was wrong. He shouldn't. He doesn't think it was a sending off, and I kind of agreed with him at the time, thinking, oh look, he's got a clear shot at goal, a clear chance to score. And everything, and they probably would have had the players coming back, Ben Shite or White, whatever you call him, coming back, Benny Blanco, whatever, and you had all the other one or two others coming back there, and it was not a clear chance at goal. But looking at it again and hearing all that and reading all that, I probably actually agree with you two guys. I'm thinking it is a sending off. And obviously we got the survey here, and I think we all agree this time it was the right decision, can't we?
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see what the poll says. I know there are going to be some disgruntled Arsenal fans who will say no.
Well, it's quite clearly a big yes there, Manny. 66% to 34.
The fact that there's 34 is really stupid. All bitter Arsenal fans.
Yeah. But we're pretty much all right. Look, 66% have got the right decision there. So, right, instant another one there in the same game. Bournemouth were awarded a second half penalty. Were there any issues with the award of the penalty, and should David Raya have been given a red card rather than a yellow? Dermot says it's a penalty for me. He doesn't get the ball, but it's not a red card. He has every right to try to get the ball. Yellow card for bringing the player down, not a red because of double jeopardy. Well, let's go to Carl first with this one. What do you make of it, my friend?
The one of the Saliba incident, right?
It's the penalty. Bournemouth were awarded a second half penalty. And they're saying, should David Raya have been given a red card rather than a yellow? Do you think it was a penalty then? Do you think he should have been sent off rather than a yellow?
And I feel like it should have been a yellow instead of sending off.
Oh, so yeah. So you're agreeing it was a yellow rather than yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. And you then, Manny, what do you make of it?
Definite penalty, not a red card. Raya was not aiming to trip him up. He was aiming to go for the ball. The double jeopardy ruling, obviously, comes into place. I don't necessarily approve the use of the double jeopardy term. In legal terms, it has another meaning altogether. But right decision all around. The penalty was punishment enough, quite frankly.
Yeah. And actually, Raya had a poor game in this one, didn't he? I think he was bad in that game. Worst I've seen him since he's gone to Arsenal, to be honest. And he'd been brilliant most of the time, getting awards there and everything. But he wasn't that great, was he?
It just goes to show, Steve, that when it comes to being a player, you are really only as good as your next game. You cannot rest on your laurels. You cannot think of yourself as, top gunner or the bee's knees, whichever one you prefer, and just completely lose focus. Now, of course, we must also congratulate him because in the run-up to the game, he did propose to his partner, and she did accept his marriage proposal. A wonderful occasion then. Congratulations to David and Tatiana. I just wonder if maybe his mind wasn't on the game. And given that, Norberto Moreira Neto was in fact suspended and, Milan have scored a fourth. Rangers with the assist this time. And it's an own goal.
Cool.
Going from bad to worse for the best there. Actually, I don't think it's an own goal. I think it was, the bloke who's tearing off his shirt got the last touch. Camarda, number 73. And, but it's been disallowed. Offside.
Right.
Anyway. So, So, obviously, I don't think Raya was fully focused, given events that happened before. And if that is the case, then it's very, very, very unprofessional of him, especially since, our second goalkeeper, Norberto Moreira Neto, was ineligible for the game, given that he was on loan from Bournemouth. Now we're in a situation where without any real competition for the first team jersey, Raya might now decide to start slacking the way Bernd Leno and Aaron Ramsdale effectively did. And I'm sorry, but if Raya starts doing that, then, we're going to have another situation where a goalkeeper gets 2 seasons, then gets dropped and left out in the cold. It's the same stupid circus again with Arteta, really. It was a dreadful game. And any of these idiots who see it fit to, hype up David Raya as an amazing goalkeeper, supposedly easily a level above Emiliano Martinez, in the words of your man, shut your mouth and eat it. There are levels to this thing. We'll see how Raya does tonight. And sadly, due to the cruelty of my sports and broadcasters, I will not be able to see Aston Villa against Bologna. But, it's always Arsenal first. I will be seeing them take on Shakhtar Donetsk. But
One of them's on
There are
Amazon.
levels.
I think.
Yeah, there are levels to this thing, and Ray is nowhere near Martinez's level yet. So wind your necks in, and especially to the people who saw it fit to, gang up on me on a stream that day where you and I were on, Steve. So I'm addressing you. You know who you are. Hold your peace and wind your neck.
Well, it certainly wasn't me, Manny. You know that. I wouldn't do that. So.
No. Listen, with you it's good natured, and I'm a big boy. I can take it from you, and we're always cool. But there are some people who simply are just, they're just mean.
Yeah, you're right, mate. You're right. Want a good clean banter, light-hearted banter. That's what it should be. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to this. Southampton 2, Leicester 3. Instant in Southampton's defeat to Leicester, VAR got involved in the incident, which saw Ryan Fraser sent off for putting back Jamie Vardy. Was it the right decision? Dermot says A penalty for a clear foul. B, a red card for stopping a clear goal-scoring opportunity. So start with you again, Kyle. What do you make of it, mate?
I'll say a penalty for a clear foul. Yeah.
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 So you're green, right? And you then, Manny, what do you think?
Easy decision, clear penalty, tugging the shirt, absolutely horrible, and denial of a clear goal scoring opportunity with Vardy barely, barely a meter away from the goal, not from the goal, with the ball with his deserved sending off. It was stupid from Ryan Fraser, and I think his move to Southampton isn't working out the way he envisaged it would. A knight, for that matter, is Aaron Ramsdale. Credit to him, he did make an excellent reaction save prior to the penalty being awarded, but was at fault for Jordan Ayew's winner. And Southampton are just, completely in dire straits. And they're so far away from salvation, it's scary.
True. Pray for the Saints. Yeah. Anyway, but speaking of Ayew, how did he get away with this one? Should Southampton have been awarded a penalty for Jordan Ayew holding Paul Onuachu? Well, how did he get away with that? And then he wouldn't have been on the pitch to score that goal, would he? Dermot says, I thought it was a penalty. If you hold a player's shirt for 5 steps, which he does, that's sustained. They were of the opinion the goalkeeper should have got the ball anyhow. Stephen Warnock says, I thought it was a penalty. You only have to look at other instances like James Tarkowski. You know he's never getting the ball, but he's bringing him down. Sue Smith says you can't get hold of a player's shirt for that long. It's bound to impact his ability to get the ball. So really, Ayew should have given a penalty. It should have been a penalty. Ayew tugging his shirt, and he should have got a red. And he would have been on there to score the goal. So I'll start with you this time, Manny. What do you make of that?
Yeah, what's this talking about? I missed it, I think. What is this?
It's Ayew in that same match. Ayew put in what's his name? That player, Onuachu, putting his shirt inside it.
Onuachu, yeah.
Yeah. It should have been a penalty, really, and he would have been sent off, and he would have been there to score the goal, the winning goal. And they're saying,
yeah, definite penalty, I'm afraid. Yeah, completely. I mean, that was a poor decision, and Russell Martin definitely would have had cause to feel very hard done by with that. I mean, the thing about shirt pulling, Steve, is that there's no way you can sort of try and be cute or coy about it. It is as blatant and deliberate an action as you can possibly get, and Bukayo Saka certainly felt that way with Giorgio Chiellini, and why that that creature was not sent off in that final, I will never know. If he had been sent off, Italy would have been down to 10 men. Maybe we would have fancied our chances against a weakened Italian defence or a weakened Italian midfield, depending on who would have had to be sacrificed or whatever. And maybe it would have gone to penalties because it would have been Jackie Grealish or Marcus Rashford who could have scored a winner. But this should have been a penalty, no doubt about it. Ayew knew exactly what he was doing when he did that, and why it wasn't picked up, I will never know. Dreadful.
And you, Carl, do you agree with that?
Yeah, it should have been a penalty. Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, and he would have got a red card, wouldn't he? He wouldn't have been there to score that goal, that winning goal. So it's all going against Southampton. Let's put it that.
But wait a minute. If you take a look at that incident, though, Steve, he was pulling an Attitude's shirt, but was he the last man there?
No, he wasn't, was he? No. So actually, it probably would have been a yellow, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So that's probably the reason why. But you just can't do that. I'm afraid you can't. There's no way in the world that you can. No, it's ridiculous. That is as blatant and deliberate an action as you can get, and there should have been a penalty awarded. Despicable.
Yeah.
Full time for the San Siro. Milan 3, Club Brugge 1.
It's pretty easy for Milan then, really. Right, so it looks like they won that. But anyway, moving on. Man United 2, Brentford 1. Let's go talk about an incident that don't fucking matter anyway. I'm sorry, apologise for swearing. But it doesn't matter anyway, because they still won the fucking game, Man United. Maybe took the lead. Anyway, right, instant. Matthias de Ligt goes off for treatment to a head injury. And Brentford score from a corner while Man United are down to 10 men. Dermot says you can't have a player bleeding. It happened. Yeah, exactly. You can't. It happened in the 11th minute. He had treatment. He came back. He's opened up again. He's gone off. And then a third time, you can't play like that. We all know that. He has to have it bandaged in some way. They're down to 10, and the goal resulted from it. But that's not the ref's fault. You can't have blood on your body or on your shirt. Exactly. You can't now. You can't. Gone are the days of Terry Butcher with blood going everywhere on his shirt and everywhere. You can't do that anymore. The referee has done exactly right. He's not the villain here. Stephen Warnock says the finger pointing should be at Man United's medical staff, who should have put a head bandage on right away. Exactly. But we'll go to you, Kyle. As much as I hate to do it, because you're a United fan, but we're going to go to you. And you want to gloat, you can. But unfortunately, this doesn't really matter anyway, did it? Because when we scored, you still won it. So who cares? Go on, mate.
No, it matters because you see our man was down, so I feel like the match will have been stopped until he was sorted out medically.
Yeah, but they should have put the bandage on straight away when he was first treated for it. And so it's the Man United's medical team's fault.
Yeah, but also it was 10 men down as well. So they should have at least waited for him to be treated, and or at least wait for, or at least allow United to make a sub so that it can be 11 men again.
Yeah, but then again, it didn't change the result of the game, did it? You lot still freaking won. So what the hell did it matter? To be honest,
no, I feel like the goal actually helped us because it made us pissed off and made us go chase after the win.
Yeah.
So I feel like yes, that goal mattered a lot.
Yeah, well, it spurred you on, didn't it, in the end, to win it. So there you go. Go on, Manny. You have your say, mate.
Well, the big issue that I have is obviously the pundits have made it crystal clear that Manchester United's medical staff are to blame for not addressing the issue, possibly by putting on the proper dressing. You saw what I did there. And it's also quite fair to say that when he was injured the first time and obviously had to have the dressing, I'm pretty certain there would have been a stoppage in play for drinks or what have you. So that is the time when the medical staff should have made sure that the wound was properly treated, properly bandaged, and when De Ligt did go back onto the field, he would, he'd have no problems. I certainly don't consider the wound to have been that severe that he would have needed stitches necessarily, although hopefully it wasn't, I'd like to think. And so a second time when it happens, that ends up becoming the responsibility of the club to sort of, bear that. You have to get it right the first time. And so if that means that the team momentarily goes down to 10 men, so be it. You are responsible for doing your due diligence. You are responsible for bearing the brunt of that. You have to make sure you do everything properly. And I'd like to think that maybe it was depending, of course, on how long the treatment would De Ligt would have required, though. Could it have necessitated another stoppage in play? Maybe the referee felt as though too many stoppages would have completely, mucked up the entire half. I don't know. I think we can agree that definitely the medical staff are to blame. And I'm actually going to give the referee the benefit of the doubt and say that it was the right decision to tell De Ligt to go off, because you're right, you can't have blood on your shirt. And if it's just a question of changing your shirt, which we now know it was, and also maybe, readjusting the dressing, was that something so severe break or a stoppage in play? I don't think so. So, yeah, the referee got that one right. It was unfortunate, but, that is the way it was. And I don't think Ten Hag would have had any complaints about that. If anything, he would have done a Jose Mourinho and raged at his medical staff.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, whatever, they still won it. So it's still a sore point for me. Not just for De Ligt on his head, but it was a sore point for me as well. Anyway, so Fulham 1, Aston Villa 3. Fulham were awarded a penalty for handball following a VAR check. Dermot says Matty Cash is unlucky, but it is a penalty because his arm is outstretched. It's not a natural position. I think it's good intervention. Stephen Warnock says, I think this is really harsh. It's so close, and what is a natural body position as the ball comes over your head and you move towards a player? A natural position would be different for 100 people. Instant, Marco Silva was frustrated that ref Darren England sent Joachim Anderson off for a change on Ollie Watkins. Oh, sorry, moving on. But anyway, let's go back to that one. Anyway, the Fulham awarded a penalty for handball. Do you think it was a penalty? Do you think it was handball?
For Fulham?
Yeah. Hold on. Was it Fulham? Yeah. Fulham were awarded the penalty, yeah. Yeah, they awarded the penalty, Fulham.
Yeah, can you bring it back?
Yeah, Fulham were awarded a penalty for handball following a VAR check. This is obviously Fulham and Villa. Matty Cash is unlucky, but it is a penalty because his arm is outstretched. It's not a natural position. I think it's good intervention.
Easy decision. Penalty.
Yeah.
So it was it ball to hand or hand to ball?
I think it was ball to hand, wasn't it? Wasn't it ball to hand? Yeah, because he was had his arm out and then so obviously the ball hit his arm. But obviously Warnock said it was really harsh. He's so close to it, and was a natural body position. A natural.
Yeah, then I'll say it is a penalty. I'll agree with Manny there as well.
Yeah, I agree with you guys as well. Yeah, I think it was. And the other incident there, Marco Silva was frustrated that ref down England sent Joachim Andersen off for a change on Ollie Watkins. Dermot says, I was watching it live and thought it was a red straight away. Watkins has control of the ball. He pushes him in the back and makes no attempt to play the ball. Instant, there was a sending. Oh, sorry, moving on again. Let's just go back to that one. So what was the... I thought it was a bit harsh. I didn't think it was much of a touch, push on him, and he went over too easy. But what do you lads think? Manny?
Letter of the law, please. Letter of the law. This particular incident made Saliba look like a bit of a choir boy. So close to the penalty area. Anderson was the last man. And, he got himself into a bit of a tangle, obviously. And, you have to think that it probably would have been 3-1 at that point, unless Leno would have pulled off a worldie of a save. But, Anderson can have no complaints. Didn't get the ball. And, the decision was the correct one to send him off. There was a second decision later on in the game as well, another sending off. I think that might be mentioned. But as far as the Anderson one is concerned, completely spot on. And that pretty much was the final nail in Fulham's coffin. I mean, the penultimate nail, as it were.
Yep. Yep. Did you say, Carl? Did you have your opinion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that it should have been. I said no. What I said it should have been a penalty, right?
No. This
it was outside.
Because Joachim Andersen was sent off for a change on Ollie Watkins. He pushed him in the back, but it wasn't much of a push. I thought it was hardly anything, and he went down very easily. But what do you think of it, though, Carl?
Then it should be a sending off then.
Well, he did go down rather easily. I hate all that when they do that. These footballers, these players. And Watkins, I'm surprised at him, to be honest. But there you go. All the players do it. It just shows they're all not innocent, are they? But anyway, another incident. There was a sending off for Aston Villa's Jaden Philogene, who collected 2 late yellow cards. Was the challenge worthy of a second yellow? Dermot says not for me. It's a foul only. I thought he was very unlucky. Stephen Warnock says the worst thing about this is you can't appeal it. Giving yellow cards for this is pathetic. It's really poor. It really is. What about you, Manny? What do you think?
There was nothing in the challenge, really. But I think one of the reasons why, I think the commentators were saying that one of the reasons why Philogene was sent off was because the boy doth protest too much. Any kind of dissent will get you a sending off. There was really nothing in that, to be honest. And you can't give a yellow card for something like that. There was no real contact, and it was nothing literally. But Philogene was stupid to have demonstrated with the referee, and he did also get a booking earlier in the game, so I can have no complaints. I don't know if they've opted to try and appeal it, stated, or maybe Unai Emery has decided to accept that, and we'll find out later on. But Unai Emery is one of those class acts who will never ever blame the referees. Football needs more managers like him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, big up Unai. Brilliant.
And his former club about to start playing. The teams are walking out onto the field.
Yeah,
Gabby Jesus is tonight.
What's your opinion on this, Carl? Before we're going to go on to predictions for obviously the Champions League and everything after this. So I'm not going to do any more of these ones, but we're going to go on to the predictions. So what do you make of this one first, Carl?
For this, I'm saying to be honest, for this one, I don't have any opinion on it.
Okay. Oh, okay. No worries, mate. No worries. But anyway, we're going to have quick predictions now on the obviously the match is starting very well about 8 o'clock, which is very soon. So Arsenal Shakhtar, you first, Manny. It's your team. What are you predicting for this? The score and everything. Oh, right, Carl. I'll ask him when he comes back.
I'll go for Arsenal to beat Shakhtar 3-0.
Oh, so easy win for Arsenal, 3-0. Yeah.
Yeah, easy win. Yeah.
Yeah, because Shakhtar were a good team at one stage. They were doing well in like the Champions League and stuff, weren't they? They were going really well, and I don't think there's the team that they were like. Was it a few years back when they were doing really well? So I think Arsenal should win it, as you say. I'll probably agree with you, 3-0. If Arsenal don't bottle it again and muck up yet again, let's go to Manny now. Me and Carla said 3-0 for this, Manny. Arsenal Shakhtar. What do you think?
I'm not so confident. I'd like to go for a 3-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was tighter. And obviously the lineups are out. Rice and Partey in the double pivot, Havertz on his own up front, Martial on the left, Jesus on the right, and Trossard in the middle. Bit of a surprise there. And Calafiori, Saliba, Gabriel, Saliba, and Benny Blanco in front of Raya. And obviously, I don't know anything about the Shakhtar lineup. I don't know if I'll be able to spell their names. For a 3-1 here. No clean sheet for David Raya, I'm afraid.
Right, and we said 3-0. You're saying 3-1. Man City, not Man. Sorry, what I talk about? Aston Villa, Bologna. That's obviously starting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's about to start.
What score are you going for, guys?
I'll go for a 2-1, and a big headline is that Watkins has been relegated to the bench, and it's Johnny Duran who's starting.
Yeah, hungry like the wolf. Yeah, some goals. Yeah, brilliant. He could be dancing on the sand later on. But yeah, so
sand at Villa Park.
Yeah. So what score are we going for this one?
I'm going to go for 2-1. So no clean sheet for Emi Martinez. There might be a bit of a drop-off, obviously, after the brilliant win over Bayern Munich. But Villa should have enough about them to get the win. And what a Champions League campaign they've had so far. And just kicked off at the Emirates, I do believe, from right to right, rather. And
what are you going for?
Playing out, having the ball at the back and trying to move it out. But we'll see how this develops.
Sorry, Manny. I'm just asking Carl what his score is. Villa and
I'm going to go for a 3-0 Aston Villa win over Bologna. I feel like Aston Villa has a lot of firepower, especially with the kid called Duran. And even if Watkins is relegated to the bench, he'll come on in the second half, score a goal. Yeah, and Bologna is not the same Bologna that played last season. They're weaker this time. In terms of tactic-wise, in terms of the player strength, yeah.
I'm going 2-0 Villa for this one. But, so we've all got them to win anyway. And tomorrow night, 5:45 kickoff, Atlanta versus Celtic. What are you going for there, Kyle?
The match is what? Man City versus?
Atalanta versus Celtic tomorrow. Champions
Oh,
League.
it's going to be a 2-1 Atlanta.
Yeah, Celtic do flatter to deceive, don't it, when they come to Europe? So, yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1 Atlanta. What about you, Manny?
Who are Atlanta playing?
Celtic.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is tomorrow.
Celtic can't really out there from home in Europe, are they? So, yeah. I'd like to think that Celtic would score more than one, but I'll be generous to them and go for a 3-2 Atalanta win. Mon the Celts.
Yeah. Oh, you say you got to go, Carl? Yeah.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, no worries, man. You shout your socials, mate, where we can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at Football Overseas. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, share, and also you can find me on Instagram at _FOYT2019 . Yeah, and Facebook at Football Overseas and Football for Live Show. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Oh, brilliant. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for coming on. And yeah, everyone go and check out his channel, Football Overseas. Brilliant. Thanks for that, Carl.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Looks as though you muted, Steve.
Oh yeah, sorry, Manny. Sorry. Yeah, we done that one, Atlanta versus Celtic. What's City Sparta Prague? I'm going 4-1 City for this.
Steve, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. I'm here. You there, Manny? You there, mate? Hello? Yeah, I'm going 4-1 Man City against Sparta.
And once again, I can't hear you, so I'll have to go off and come back.
No worries. Right, as soon as Manny comes back, we'll just do his prediction. And then obviously got to move to the others. There's only going to be obviously the British teams we're going through here. To the scores, and he's back. What's your prediction? I'll put 4-1 Man City against Sparta. Manny, what are you saying?
Amazon.
Hello? You there, Manny?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you, mate. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 4-1 Man City.
All right, so Arsenal against Donetsk, Villa against Bologna, and Atalanta against Celtic. Those are the three we've discussed, yeah?
Yeah. I moved on to Man City and Sparta now. I've gone 4-1 City.
3-1 City. I think they'll be conservative tonight.
Guys, this is tomorrow, this one.
Yeah, they're not playing. You're right.
Yeah, Leipzig and Liverpool. I'm going 3-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
Cool. Right, and then Thursday, Europa League and all that, Conference League. So we've got Rangers. Hold on. Rangers against Panathinaikos, I think it is. Panathinaikos?
Ah, yes.
Yeah. No, not
Panathinaikos.
Panathinaikos. Is it Ferencvaros? I think they're playing. Sorry, Rangers.
Yeah, the Hungarian champ.
Yeah.
The same team, of course, that played against Spurs and lost 2-1. I think Rangers should have a bit too much for them. But the scoreline may not necessarily reflect that. 2-1 to Rangers.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there, Manny. I'm going 2-1. Spurs versus AZ Alkmaar.
Ooh, Alkmaar, the city of cheese. I think, obviously, Spurs are going to want to sink their teeth into all of that Dutch cheese, and yeah, 3-1. A famous player who, of course, used to play for Alkmaar is Matt Ryan, former Arsenal goalkeeper. I think he might have moved back to Australia. I don't see Alkmaar offering much in terms of opposition. In fact, I'm sure their play might be very cheesy in that regard. 3-1 to Spurs.
Yeah. So let's move away from them cheesy jokes and go to Fenerbahce versus Man United.
Ooh, the Mourinho derby. That should be exciting. And you know what? I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say that Jose Mourinho will yet again put one over on Manchester United. 2-1 to the Turks.
Well, yeah. I'd love that because it'd be revenge for us then, wouldn't it? Them beating him. Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to actually go 3-2. A lot of goals here. 3-2 Fenerbahce. Yeah, and then
once again, Steve, I've lost your volume. I'll have to go and come back.
No worries, mate. No worries. No worries. Right, we're on to the last one, guys. The last stretch here. Now I'm going to bounce. I'm going to go and watch some football. All the Champions League and stuff tonight. It's all playing tonight, guys. So I'm going to go down and check it all out. Matches, a lot of it's on Amazon. So I've got to go and sort that out. Put it on there. Yeah, big up, Manny. Back again. We're on to the last one, mate, and then you got to shout your socials, and then we're gonna bounce, mate. Because obviously watching the football, that's all started. Arsenal, of course.
Yeah, but listen, if we deal with all of the main games, because I'm sure in the Conference League, are there any Conference League games, or is it just Champions League and Europa League?
No, there's conference. There's only one regarding the British, and that's Chelsea, Panathinaikos, and Chelsea.
Oh, Panathinaikos, the team of the late George Baldock, Lord rest his soul. Chelsea should win this one, 3-1. And hopefully they'll, go a little bit easy on them.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Chelsea to win. Did you say 3-1, yeah?
Yeah. Because I also know that from Hearts are also involved. I don't know if they're playing, though.
Oh, Hearts. Yeah, Hearts are playing. Who is it now? I think the new Saints are playing as well, isn't it? I think they're playing.
Yeah, obviously Hearts have backed their manager Stephen Naismith.
Pneumonia. They're playing. Sorry.
Hearts against Ammonia. Yeah. That was a team which famously gave Manchester United a lot of problems in not last season, but the season before in the Europa League, when a certain Portuguese player who shall not be named was a part of that team. And, obviously Hearts, as people will know, had sacked their manager, Stephen Naismith, not too long ago, and replaced him with the former Blackpool and QPR boss, Neil Critchley, who was also Steven Gerrard's assistant at Aston Villa before, Unai Emery and his band of merry men came calling. Crich's CV is very, very unimpressive, but Hearts did record a 4-0 win over St Mirren, where they literally dominated them. It'll be interesting to see if Craig Gordon gets to play tonight. Obviously, the veteran Scotland goalkeeper, not tonight, this week. Obviously, the veteran goalkeeper enjoyed a wonderful recall to the Scotland team and actually played a very big part in denying Portugal a win, keeping a clean sheet in the process. Could it be him or could it be Xander who gets a game with Gordon rested? I don't know. I certainly wouldn't want there to be broken hearts this time around. And Critchley does have gotten the boys working well. I'll go for a 2-1 win for the Edinburgh club, Heart of Midlothian. I believe they call themselves the Jam Tarts. So, obviously the Queen of Hearts would love that team, you would suppose.
Yeah, and as Jason Donovan once said, there are too many broken hearts in the world, so I hope there isn't another one on Thursday night. So,
mate, thanks. I love that song. What a Donovan was. He was quite dishy, wasn't he, back in the day? Even now, he still looks good.
I'm not commenting on that one, Manny. I'm not that way inclined, so I can't say that. But I prefer Kylie. Let's put it that way. I prefer Kylie. But yeah.
You can't get her out of bed, can you?
Yeah, a lovely rear. But anyway, let's go to let's get away from that before I get banned. But anyway, so I will. So what are your socials? I'm sorry, a bit hot and flustered now, thinking of Kylie. Anyway, mate, where can we find you?
I think you're spinning around, and I have to move out of your way. But yeah, so catch me on Instagram and Threads at Manny Thangatherai1981. Catch me on Twitter at Thangatherai1981. And obviously, when it comes to YouTube channels, catch me on both of Steve's channels, Mr. B Chats England Cricket and also the Hive Football Chat, the Buzz as it's called. Del Boy Gunner TV, Coach's Corner, Orange Talks Football, Up the Cherries in all departments, Huddersfield Town Fan TV, Danny ACTV, Rich Sports, Football United, Gundown UK, Southern Gooner, Spurs Asia TV, Football Overseas. Big up to Kyle, who was here in the chat, and big up to quite a few other channels as well, where I've made some appearances, all too sporadically, but all channels very special to me. And I will send them a check in the post if they don't believe me when I tell them that they're special to me, but I am going to reiterate that they are. And it's time for me to skedaddle and enjoy the game. No goals so far. Hopefully it's the calm before the storm. We've had possession, we've had a couple of corners, but nothing from it. This Ukrainian team really should be that we just can't seem to apply a killer blow. Time for me to skedaddle and enjoy the game, and thanks a lot, Steve, for hosting the stream.
No
All of you enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the football. Take care of yourselves. Be safe and be happy. Don't do anything that Mr. B and I wouldn't do. Until then, farewell to thee. Goodbye. God bless to all of you. And now I'm going to park myself in front of the telly.
Yeah, go on, mate. I'm about to go as well and do the same thing. So, cheers, mate. Thanks for coming on again. Brilliant. Thank you. Have a great evening and enjoy the football. But anyway, yeah. So, thanks to Manny once again. Follow me on Instagram, Mr. B for life 182. Subscribe to Mr. B Hive Football Chat, Mr. B Chats England Cricket. Plenty more to come. Obviously, not going to talk about it now, guys. You'll find out eventually what's coming. I've obviously got a preview against the Bees and the Ipswich game, and that's Thursday, the preview. And I've got Joe coming on, Joe Tier. So it should be great. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Obviously, in live chat. Sorry, my eye's playing up. But in live chat and, not in live chat, I mean watching on playback or live. And thanks once again, everyone, for your support. I'm bouncing. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.